Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Math School Learn to Succeed. In this channel, I'll be teaching you Karnataka Board Class 10th SLC Insert Math. In today's video, let us solve the examples 7, 8, 9 and 10 from chapter number 1 Arithmetic Progressions. So before we begin the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell button below to get the latest updates of my videos. Example number 7 says how many 2-digit numbers are divisible by 3. So we have to find out the 2-digit numbers which are divisible by 3. So let us first of all write down the possible 2-digit numbers. Okay, the 2-digit number starts from number 10, 11, 12 and it goes up to 99. Know that after 99 the number 100 comes, which is a 3-digit numbers. Therefore the possible 2-digit numbers are from 10 to 99. Now in this possible 2-digit numbers, we have to find out the numbers which are divisible by 3. So let us find out. 10 is not divisible, 11 is not divisible, 12 is divisible by 3. So let us write down 12 is divisible. Next possible number is 15, then it is 18, then 21 and it goes on up till number 99, because again the last number 99 is also divisible by number 3. Here we can see that the first number which is divisible by 3 is 12, second number is 15, third number is 18 and fourth number is 21. So we have to determine the 99 is which term of the AP. Okay, so nth term an is given by 99 and we have to determine this n value which term of the AP forms 99. Okay, since this is the last term. First of all, let us find out whether the list of numbers forms an AP or not. So the first term a is given by 12 and we have to determine the common difference. The common difference should be equal and same for all the terms. Here we can observe that since these are the multiples of 3, therefore we can see that the difference between all the terms is 3, and that's how we can say that this list of numbers forms an AP. So therefore we can write down the list of numbers forms an AP. So now let us write down the general form of the nth term formula, that is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now let us substitute these values given. So an is equal to 99 is equal to a value is 12 plus n value we have to find out, n minus 1 into d is 3. So let us simplify this equation. 99 is equal to 12 plus 3n minus 3. So 99 is equal to 12 minus 3 is again 9 plus 3n. So if we send the 9 to the left hand side, 99 minus 9 is equal to 3n, or 90 is equal to 3n, or we can write n is equal to 90 divided by 3. So 3 ones are 3 3s are 0. Therefore we get n value is equal to 30. Therefore we can say that there are 30 2-digit numbers that is divisible by 3. Let us write down. Therefore there are 2-digit number that is divisible by number 3. Now coming to example number 8, which says find the 11th term from the last term towards the first term of the AP. Now this is the AP values given, that is 10, 7, 4 and minus 62. So this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term and this is the nth term given. So from this last term we have to count backwards and we have to determine the 11th term value. So first of all, let us find out which term is 62. We know that the last term value an is minus 62. We have to determine the n value here so that we can count backwards and find out the 11th term value. So from the above AP we can say that the a value or the first term is 10 and the d value is equal to 7 minus 10, that is a2 minus a1 is equal to minus 3. Now let us write down the general form of an AP, that is formula an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So let us substitute all these value in this formula. Now an value we know, that is minus 62 is equal to a is 10 plus n we have to determine, that is n minus 1 into d value is minus 3. So let us simplify this. Minus 62 is equal to 10 minus 3n plus 3, or minus 62 is equal to 13 minus 3n, or if we send this 13 term to left hand side, we get minus 62 minus 13 is equal to minus 3n. Adding these terms, 3 plus 2 will be 5 and 6 plus 1 is 7, so minus 75 is equal to minus 3n. Cancelling minus minus, n value will be equal to 75 divided by 3, that is 3 2s are 6, carry 1, 3 5s are 15. Here we can see that n is equal to 25, which means that the 25th term is minus 62. Okay, now we have to find out the 11th term counting backwards from the 25th term. Here this is the 25th term. Okay, so let us count backwards and find out the 11th term. So let us write down, last term is 25, 24. Let us write down the numbers like this first: 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 16, 17, 16, 15, 14 and 13. Now let us count back. If 25th term, if we consider this as the first term, counting the 11th term backward, this is the first term, this will be the second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 11th terms. Here we can see counting backwards from the last term, the 11th term we get is the 15th term. Okay, 25th term which we found out is the first term. After counting backwards, we get the 15th term is the 11th term counting backwards. To determine the 15th term now, when n is equal to 15, so again a value will be same, a is equal to 10 and d is equal to minus 3. These value we have to apply in the general form of nth term formula, that is a plus n minus 1 into d. An we have to determine, where a value is 10 plus n is 15 minus 1 into d is minus 3. So we will get 10 minus 15 into 3 is 5 3s are 15, carry 1, 3 1 are 3, 4, 45 plus 3, that will be 13 minus 45, or minus sign here. So 5 minus 3, subtracting the values, 5 minus 3 is 2 and 4 minus 1 is 3. An value is equal to minus 42. Therefore we can say that the 11th term from the last term towards AP is minus 32. If you have some doubts, please comment me below in the comment section. Now let us solve the example number 9 from chapter 1 arithmetic progressions, which says a sum of rupees 1000 is invested at 8% simple interest per year. Calculate the interest at the end of each year. Do these interest forms an AP? If so, find the interest at the end of 30 years making use of this fact. So here a sum of rupees 1000 is invested with an interest rate of 8% per year. So we have to calculate the interest at the end of each year, and also we have to determine whether these interest forms an AP. If they form an AP, we have to determine the interest at the end of 30 years. Okay, so first of all, write down the formula for simple interest. The formula for simple interest is given by principal amount into the interest rate into the time taken divided by 100. So let us determine the interest for the first year. Okay, interest for the first year is, the principal amount is 1000 into the rate is 8% into time is, since it is first year, we are writing out as 1 divided by 100. So cancelling out, 8 into 10 will give you 8. So rupees 80 is the amount of the simple interest in the first year. Similarly, in the second year, it will be 1000 principal amount into 8% interest. And now since it is second year, we are writing as 2 here divided by 100. Cancelling, 8 into 10 is 80. 80 into 2 is rupees 160. Similarly, for the third year, it will be 1000 into 8 by 3 divided by 100. Again 80 into 3, you will get the result as 8 3s are 24, or it is rupees 240. Now we have got the simple interest for first, second and third year. Similarly, we can find out for fourth, fifth and sixth year. Therefore, let us write down the simple interest for the first, second and third year. That will be 80, 160 and 240 and so on. So let us determine whether the list of simple interest forms an AP or not. So the first term A is equal to 80 and the common difference is 160 minus 80 is 80. Again 240 minus 160 will be 80. So the common difference is equal, which is equal to 80. Therefore the list of simple interest, these simple interest form an AP. Now we have to find out the interest at the end of 30 years making use of this AP. To determine A30 here now, where n is equal to 30 by applying the nth term formula, which is given by an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now applying all these above values, we get A30 is equal to a value is 80 plus 30 minus 1 into d is again 80. So 80 plus 8 3s are 24, that is 2400 minus 80. So plus 80 and minus 80 will get cancelled. Therefore we get A30 is equal to 2500. Therefore we can say that the interest at the end of 30 years will be 2400. Therefore we can say that the interest at the end of 30 years will be 2400 rupees. Now coming to the example number 10, it says in a flower bed there are 23 rose plants in the first row, 21 in the second, 19 in the third and so on. There are 5 rose plants in the last row. How many rows are there in the flower bed? So here in the question there is a flower bed where there are 23 rows in the first row, 21 in the second row, 19 in the third row and so on, and in the last row there are 5 rose plants in the last row. So we have to determine how many rows are there in the flower bed. So they have given us the rose plants in the first 3 rows and in the last row. So number of rose plants in the first, second and third row are given as 23, 21 and 19, and in the last row there are 5 rose plants. Okay, now we have to determine how many rows are there in the flower bed. This is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row and this is the nth row. Therefore we have to determine the n value. Nth term value is given by 5. The first term a is equal to 23 and the common difference d will be 21 minus 23 is equal to minus 2. Now let us apply the nth term formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, where an value is given as 5, a is 23 plus n value we have to find out, n minus 1 into d is minus 2. So simplifying the equation, 23 minus 2n plus 2, so 5 is equal to 23 plus 2 is 25 minus 2n. Moving this 25 to the left hand side, it will become minus 25 and minus 2n. So 5 minus 25 is minus 20 is equal to minus 2n. So cancelling the minus and minus term, n is equal to 20 by 2, that is n is equal to 10. Therefore we can say that there are 10 rows in the flower bed. So with this we complete all the example problems from the section 1.3. So in my next video I'll be covering the exercise 1.2. If you have any doubts, please comment me below in the comment sections. So till then, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel.